Welcome, Capricorn Aquarius, to your Mercury retrograde reading. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, hit that big old like button and subscribe. Okay, guys, let's get in here and see what's going on with you during this beautiful Mercury retrograde season. Is it going to be so beautiful? It's pretty topsy-turvy so far from all the other readings that I'm looking at. What is going on with you? Using a manifestation card. Dislike of others coming out. Sometimes we form strongly negative feelings towards others. In truth, it's not them that we dislike, but their words, actions, and behavior. This card asks you to try to detach from the experience of their behavior and see them as a soul on their own unique path, attempting to manage their own challenging life lessons. So when people want to come and challenge you, right? When it's Mercury retrograde, you know, I don't understand what you mean, right? We do it, they do it. Miscommunication can cause. Okay, let's grab another manifestation card and see what's going on. Walk away from the situation. We face a challenging or unhealthy situation. It can be hard to let go and move on. Sometimes we stay in the hope that someone else will change, or perhaps we are so fearful of the unknown that we remain in safety of a known and yet toxic situation. This card validates the entitlement to leave. But I do like that for Mercury retrograde a lot because it's literally talking about those karmic connections. When those exes want to come back, whether it's friends or family members that we know are toxic, that we're having a hard time dealing with. I don't want to deal with you right now, especially not during a Mercury retrograde where emotions are high and intelligence is low. We definitely don't want to do that, or we definitely need to 100% sever that tie of that toxic situation from that ex and make them understand, right? I don't want to deal with this, right? And just because you could say that you have 100% severed the tie, it's still a test of how much you're willing to take, because just because you sever a tie doesn't mean that they're not feeling like they still have the bracelet on. Look at the devil card. You have the devil sitting here with two people sitting on the side, and there's a chain, and they have ankle bracelets. You break it down the middle, guess what? There's links there, my friend. You want to make sure that you get rid of all the links, and then after the healing comes, the ankle bracelet falls off, right? But let's say that you say, right? Let's get this, because I know many are going to like, I'm not taking that ex back. There is no way. Okay, well, they still have an ankle bracelet. They may even still feel like they have a link to you. They need the healing. They need to move on. So not only are you being tested, but you're being tested together as one. See, this is where I think a lot of people don't understand this. I've never heard people say that. But you have to understand, if you're already over it, then why are they coming back if you have no ties? Because they're holding the chain. They're holding the baggage. Right? So now we have to come together to make them understand that it's over. We don't have to use hate. We don't have to use anything. You just block, right? But we don't want to hold grudges because that's karmic. We don't want to hold grudges. We don't want to hold, impure feelings of any sort, because that's exactly what the karmic completion is. Everything is karma. Now it's time for the completion, to get rid of the grudge, the anger. Time to let it go, right? Clear the karmic away, right? No longer having to be upset about the situation, right? So the reason they're coming back is because they need to clear. And so, guys, it's easier for us to clear and forgive, than block and then say all these things. You can say it in a very gentle way, and then hopefully that will help them heal and get away. And if they're dangerous and you know they're dangerous, you block. Right? You block, but you don't have to, you're just like, I forgive them, I'm moving on, because that helps you heal, right? There's so many different little triggers, marks within doing certain things, but you have to remember that's one of the biggest things. So it's uncertainty. There's going to be times during this Mercury retrograde where you're going to feel this uncertainty. You're going to feel that things are not going the way that you want. This Mercury retrograde, there's going to be miscommunications. There's going to be times that you're going to feel like, where did that mail go? How come it's lost? What's this? What's that? How come the text didn't go through? Make sure you're rereading your texts before you send them. Make sure that you reread them when they come in, right? To make sure that, you're not seeing sarcasm where sarcasm doesn't exist, right? Because everything is all crazy. Welcome to Mercury retrograde, right? Things get postponed. So make sure you're, leaving for that job interview, 15 to 20 minutes early, half an hour for airplanes, right? You don't want to get stuck in traffic. You don't want to lose out on things, right? So, your electronics go crazy, right? So however it is, so right now it says within the uncertainty, make sure that to calm the noise within your mind, get still and meditate. If you are still uncertain, give yourself 4 hours and meditate again. If you are still unclear, wait 4 days, and if necessary, 4 weeks, and the answer will come. Okay. It's time to just remember, because you hold the key within, but sometimes our mind becomes so all over the place that it's even hard to meditate. It's kind of crazy because I was having a hard time meditating last night. It's kind of interesting that came up. I was having a hard time clearing the noise in my head. I was trying to do the relax, I know how to meditate. I teach it. I know how to do it, but I was actually having this problem, which is crazy. I felt like my anxiety was a lot higher last night. And so I had to reset. I got up, I drank some water, calmed down, and then I came back to reset. I ended up listening to meditation music instead, because I couldn't seem to actually, get still enough to actually truly meditate through guided meditation. So yeah, if you guys are finding this, there's other ways of doing things, right? If it wasn't 10 o'clock at night, I could have taken a bath, probably calmed down and come back, but I'm not taking a bath at 10 o'clock at night. Okay. Just no need for that. But yeah, I figured it out a different way, and then I ended up falling asleep very nicely. So yes, I like that. So there will be compromises. You can compromise. This is kind of like a compromise within yourself. So we're actually going to use the bottom of the deck here, because I think compromise is a good way of actually putting this, as your compromises not only with others during this time, but you can also compromise within yourself. You're in the situation where you need to make a compromise, or are you compromising too much? This card asks you to review your position and to be sure to find a solution that takes the needs of all parties in account, including yourself. As I just said, I was compromising with myself last night. So that is, is a very good example, because, that's what you can do, right? Find other means of doing something and kind of walk around things. And that's also the thing too, where you want to block them, or if I know that I'm so very upset, or they're very dangerous people, I do not need to be talking to them, because I could end up at my door and this is a very dangerous situation, or compromising situation. You definitely want to ignore that, and find ways to keep your calm and your peace about the situation. Do not involve yourself either when these people do come back, for them to get you so frustrated that you give them all your energy. Meaning, I know a lot of people, because we talk about it. It's called infatuated with the situation. Now you're becoming obsessed with needing to tell everyone about how Sally came back, or how Steve came back. Right? Stop talking about it. You're giving too much energy to something and it's building more karma. It's building up this negative bubble around you, which could also trigger out bad, you know what I mean? What you would consider bad luck, but bad luck is called law and attraction. So you're attracting all these negative things. So be sure to just calm yourself, and you know what? I don't need this, right? I don't need this. Release it. Okay? I say that to do that on a, you do that on a daily basis anyways. But this is a Mercury retrograde reading, so we're just staying here. Okay. I think that's good for all the time, but for definitely for now, because like I said, this is Mercury retrograde. So we're going to do a self-care. I am doing this reading way different from normal. So we're going to go ahead and give you some self-care cards during this beautiful Mercury retrograde season. Energy work, keeping your chakras in a row, maintaining your peace, your balance, maintaining that balance within your higher self, 22. Okay. Uh, 22 angel number. Is strength and positive energy. It can also highlight areas in your life where growth and improvement are needed. Balance and harmony. So, okay, it's a sign from your guardian angel is near and here to guide you towards the right path, helping you find that balance, keeping your higher self with yourself, keeping that balance between your higher self and your physical self. Okay. So this, and it's very important because that's going to help you, right? Keep calm, keep positive, make a vision board. It is a great time right now, guys, to manifest. I know it seems crazy, but think about it. Is it so crazy though? Because Mercury retrograde brings in high emotions, low intelligence. So if we're in a really high emotional state, it's great for what? Manifesting. If we can just, but be careful. I just cannot say it enough. Be careful. And this is 33. Right? But just be careful, my friends, because when you're in Mercury retrograde can be so frustrating that I don't want you guys manifesting everything negative. So I'm going to be very careful about what we're manifesting for the new year and for things around us. Okay, with angel number 33, they want you to understand and make a vision board, put down exactly what it is that you want. You guys, I have a vision board, but, and it does work. Everything I put on my vision board came true. And literally everything. I tested it this year and it actually worked. I'm still flabbergasted. I cannot believe it worked. I've said it forever because everybody says it works. So I always tell you to do so, but I'd never done it myself, which is really weird because most everything I teach you I've already done. But this one I actually thought, I don't really want to teach that anymore, but I've had friends that said it worked. So I thought, it must. But I just never thought of anything for me like that would really work. But I did do it. And I want you to know everything on the vision board happened. And I'm just like flabbergasted. So yes, make a vision board. It does work. It does take some time. It's not something that just happens overnight. It does take time. But literally, I made it in April and everything came through between April all the way to October. So I can't even believe that. that actually happened. So, of course, you have to take action, right, on your visions. You're not just expecting it to fall through the roof. But I actually couldn't believe that actually happened. So, 33 angel number is compassion, having compassion towards yourself and others, watching the blessings come in, being inspired towards what it is you truly want, being honest with yourself, being brave, and having a lot of courage. It's about being spiritually guided and protected, but also using balance within yourself and your higher self to make things happen. It's linked to balance, creativity, expression, and building of the life that you want. And that's where the vision board is coming in. Okay. So, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And yes, it's a great time to manifest and make sure you have a dream journal because during this Sagittarius, two things that is happening during this Sagittarius Mercury retrograde that doesn't always happen. This is its own unique style is ancestral downloads, your ancestors coming to talk to you, and then of course having spiritual downloads as well. So make sure that you could have some really, really crazy dreams. Make sure that from your ancestors. So make sure that you are writing those down because they're trying to get you through your fears, your karmas on a negative set, right? So they can reset you for positive ways of life. And of course, you're having this. You could be having the spiritual downloads, and you might even be having psychic downloads, which will also help you as the angels are guiding you, and your higher self is guiding you as well. So make sure that you're also making. These would be considered intuitive downloads. Make sure that you are also journaling those as well, right? To see which path they're trying to push you on, because that's usually what intuitive journals are doing, or downloads are doing, excuse me. Okay, so very nice, guys. We're going to use the new deck of cards. Got 2 new decks of cards. This one's from last month, and we have a brand new one. Let's see what's going on. Putting on your public face. Oh, okay. I've like literally seen it too. It's called public face, but as soon as I seen it, it was like putting on your public face. And we all know the public face, right? Oh, yes. Follow your heart, become who you want to be, but earn a reputation. It's okay to be yourself. But I just love the public face because it's also kind of like you go in happy, and you just want to make sure that it's kind of like I don't know. It just feels like when you have a public face on, it's a different face. It's kind of a compliance, right? But it's also want you to understand that this is also the face of you getting down to the nitty gritty, you going out and earning what you want, and making sure that you are being yourself. Okay, so you want to follow your heart. Wow, that's so crazy though. What a beautiful card though it is. Now, mind you, the new camera is not picking up purples very well, guys, so you might see a lot more blue than purple. I mean, I've tried 3 cameras. This is the best one. I mean, at least we can read it. But there's a lot of purple in there. Okay, let's see what else we got here. What's next? Our own authority. Oh, that one's picking up the purple. I hope that's actually picking up the purple a lot better now that I lowered the lighting. Take on the role of a leader and everyone will respect you. Be self-confident. But I love that because you're going straight with the public face. So it's kind of like in public, you're going to be who you want. Stand tall for who for who you are. But guys, also watch for those miscommunications, right? If you know that, you're going to have miscommunications with someone, take your authority back, and you know what? You just kind of stand tall. But you probably want to also kind of lean away and, from people who are going to want to argue with you. Or if you are feeling like you are in an argumentative mood, we all do, you might want to take a step back, right? And take back kind of your own authority for yourself. Guilt is a normal feeling. Just breathe in and let it go. So during Mercury retrograde, a lot of times we do have a lot of guilt that comes up as the karmics are being washed away. We're trying to let go of things so we can make new rooms, right? But just remember, feeling guilty is a normal feeling, but it's also, something that we can just forgive and just push through so we can heal, find ways to lighten up, and not take everything so seriously. And that's exactly what I was just talking about. If you know that I'm getting a little frustrated, people are getting on my freaking nerve, right? And a little bit more because emotions are high and intelligence is low. And if I really start feeling that way, I need to back down, stay out of public as much as possible, use my public face only, right? Right? Like, this is my public face, but don't go any further than this. This is the smile you get for public. Otherwise, I could be really upset inside. But if you know that there's going to be people, you probably do not want to interact with people you're going to have miscommunications or who really could get on your nerve. You just kind of wave at them, give them the public face, take back your authority and say, I'm going to go sit down. Now, I ain't got nothing to talk about today because I might want to argue with you, or I can see you're in an argumentative mood and I don't feel like having any kind of miscommunications right now. It's like, welcome to Mercury retrograde. I'm already starting to see some of my friends already having these problems, these miscommunications, these communication breakdowns, right? So avoid people who can trigger you. I mean, literally. And be sure to proofread all your texts and stuff, guys, okay? Whether they're coming in or you're pushing them out. due to any kind of, you know, miscommunication areas. And the overall is, do your thoughts need a reboot? Focus on the good in your life. And that will be great here as you're meditating. So when you start getting really aggravated or somebody is really trying to push your buttons, just kind of reboot. Put yourself into that meditative spot and just kind of reboot. I'm focusing on something else, right? I don't need to focus on that. I don't need to build more karma when I'm trying to release karma. Stone of Destiny, life path, ambition, passion, and yes. Say yes to the dress. And that's just pretty much just kind of, standing on your own. I thought I had the book. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this is Stone of Destiny. Okay, but what is it? Okay, it's an earth sign card. Stone of Destiny. Come on. Almost there. There. Nope, that's Stone Goddess. Stone of Destiny. Next. Stones have long been associated with life path and destiny. Okay. So I say yes to my life path and step into my destiny now. The Stone of Destiny card is one of fate, life path, and purpose. It beckons you forth to trust your passions and to trust that your purpose is great. It encourages you to think big, to say yes to your ambition and the call from within. If you're questioning whether to answer an inner call, this card is urging you forth. Do not waver. Follow it with vigor. Now it's destined to happen. And that's crazy because I was talking about your intuition. And as your intuition is opening and you could be getting these spiritual downloads, a lot of these spiritual downloads, guys, that's exactly what they're doing. Your intuition, they're coming. They could even make no sense. That could be like totally nonsense. But that's because if it makes no sense, it makes more sense because that means you didn't make it up. Right? So if it doesn't make any sense, it's like, okay, now I have to write it down so I can figure out why Spirit's pushing me into this area. So when it feels illogical, that's good for you. Follow your heart and use your action because it's meant for you. Think about it. If it's too logical, you probably made it up. Right? But if you're getting a real download, most of our intuitions that come to us are kind of illogical. It's kind of like, well, what do you mean? But if it's like, I don't even know where the hell that came from. I would never even think of something like that. But if you really think about it, you're like, wow, that's freaking crazy. That's crazy. And then you're going to realize, whoa, that's crazy cool. Right? So you really want to take action on that because that means the Spirit is really guiding you and pushing you into this area. Now, if you know it's cuckoo, you'll know whether because it's going to be crazy cool. Okay, if it seems dangerous or something like that, that's not it. That's not it. Okay? Spirit doesn't give you things that are going to hurt you or put you into some really bad situation. That's not it. Okay? That's not it. This is something that's like, I have all this money and I need to do something with this, and it'd be like, play the stock market. You could use Bitcoin and you'd be like, whoa. You know what I mean? And the next thing you know, you're winning a bunch of money with Bitcoin. Who knows, right? But it's something that's not hurting you. It's something that's crazy cool that seems like, wow, that's crazy. Never thought about that. Where'd that come from? Because I never thought about that. Okay. Okay, my friends. And that was it for you. Until next time. Peace and love. Bye-bye.